GG for wait, what's recording? Oh no. And we're live. All right. For those we'll be live for a little bit while I set this up because I forgot to get the audio recording.
Okay, another meme worthy opportunity.
it's like shit.
Our second one of the
when you have to meme yourself.
All right, there we go. Okay, we should be good to go. All right. Well, despite whatever technical difficulties. There you go. That's the word I'm looking for.
Hiccups.
Yeah. Welcome to episode 9 of the Donut Shop Podcast. I am your host, Mr. In, and with me I have Dr. Al.
How's it going, everyone?
And Jorge.
Hey.
All right. So for those who are listening, thank you very much, and welcome to our little conversation where we talk about random nerdy things over tasty treats. All right, so we'll start off with our usual little icebreaker. So today's a little less of a fun one, a little more philosophical, I guess. What is one thing a parent or teacher has said to you that was really important to you growing up?
Something a parent or teacher has said growing up. Nothing comes free in this life. You got to work for it.
Who said that?
My mother.
Okay.
Yeah. I guess she was years ago when we first arrived to the States. She would work really hard and would always tell me, because I would like to spend my money, and she's like, "Hey, listen, I know you want to spend your money, but down the line, you're gonna start to understand that like nothing's really free in this world, and you're gonna need, I guess, accumulate more, and like you got to work harder for stuff."
Okay. That's nice. Anything more?
I got two, man. The first one was something my boss told me, and as a leader, is definitely something I've used to this day, and it's basically speaking to whoever works under me. Is the more you know, the less I have to do.
Mm-hmm. Basically,
teaching them right, showing them how to do everything properly. It will lighten the workload on me. And the second thing is, if you're gonna be the best, be the best. If you're not gonna be the best, you have to be the worst. Don't ever settle for mediocrity.
Mm-hmm.
My dad said that to me when I was younger. It's like, if you're either gonna be the best or the worst, no one remembers anyone in between.
So either you're gonna succeed at it, or you're gonna make sure you fail at it.
Not even. It's something as simple as like you're either gonna be the best player in the team or the worst player, but nobody talks about anyone in between.
Fair. No, that's a good lesson. It's definitely interesting.
Around, but I get what you were talking about, like what your meaning behind it was. But I was just teasing you in a sense. What about you? What's your
oddly enough, as the guy who came up with the question, I don't have an answer prepared. Let's see.
I mean, you are a teacher. You gotta.
Yeah,
inspirational quotes.
One of the reasons I picked this question was because I am a teacher. A lot of the things I'm saying to my students is probably what they're going to take with them as they get older. Exactly. So it's just thought it'd be interesting to look back at things that were said to us that made us who we are. I'm not sure about sayings. My dad did do he did teach me a lot of life lessons. I think the most famous one is his approach of money. Like, if you don't buy what you need, don't buy what you want. It's a pretty simple one, and it's a piece of advice I still have trouble following.
Yugioh.
Yugioh has Yugioh, PC parts, anime figures, a lot of things. I've not followed that lesson to a T, unfortunately. But I do think it is a good lesson, especially in an age where a lot of young adults don't know what they're doing with their money. We don't teach like how to do your taxes and things of that nature in the United States, obviously. So I think lessons about financial stability and being responsible for your money, I think it's really important, especially these days now where it's almost impossible to get a job.
Yeah. I forget. I remember about a year ago, it was a crazy statistic. It was like 60%, 70% of Americans are not financially able to afford $8,000 emergency or something like that.
Oof.
Actually, that's actually true. I was when I started my not financial career, when I started my investment career back in February, I was looking at a lot of YouTube videos online, and one of this really good YouTuber I really follow. He's really educational in the sense, and he brings up a lot of interesting topics every time he posts his new. He runs kind of like a podcast. It's called the Joseph Carlson Show for anybody who might be interested.
Carlson or Carlson?
Joseph Carlson, I believe. Okay. Carlson, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
I'm not affiliated with him or anything like that. I guess if you're interested, go ahead, look at him. Anyways, so he did check out. He ran this survey on his channel, like a poll, and he was asking how many people that follow him or listen to him, what type of emergency fund do they have saved at their bank, like, and in their savings account. And then surprisingly, his channel, I guess because people followed him and learned from him a little bit, they were on the upper end of the scale, kind of like had a little bit more than $1,000 in their savings account. And then he was like, the reason why I ran this poll is because statistically, like 80% of Americans, you are right, Jorge, do not have more than $1,000 in their bank account. So if there's anything that goes south, whatever the case may be, they're like kind of shit out of luck in a sense.
Yeah. Speaking of finance, I do have another answer for the icebreaker. My neighbor, when I first got my first full-time job, a little piece of advice she gave me was always have 3 months of your salary in the bank. And until this day, I follow that to a T, and it saved my butt quite a few times because of that. When I transitioned from my little office job to teaching, I obviously had to go back to school, so I lost the income. So having that 3 months of salary just sitting in my bank account actually helped me survive those couple of years of just learning and not working.
That's a really good lesson. That was a really good lesson.
Exactly,
yeah. Even to this day, I still follow it because again, you never know. You really don't.
You truly don't know, man. Like the whole coronavirus situation, people couldn't go to work and stuff like that. And although as much you want to count on the government to like help us and bail us out, sometimes they got to go through legislations and guidelines and
even just the time frame to get the money in general is just
exactly. You know what I mean? So you got to wait for them to talk it out, vote on it, and blah 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 blah. It could be a month to 2 months, maybe 3 month process. So in that time frame, you do need to have some kind of stability to get you by, I guess you could say.
Yeah, that's a good one, definitely. Again, so for those who are interested in sharing your answers for this icebreaker, feel free to email us at theogdonutshop@gmail.com. Again, the icebreaker was what's a lesson a parent or teacher, someone important in your life taught you, and it has made a big impact on you. All right, so shall we get into the bulk of it?
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
All right, so it is manga. It is Shonen Jump Sunday, so we do have quite a bit of manga chapters to go through. One Piece was on break this week, so we are fortunate enough not to spend a half an hour on that, as always.
Well, unfortunate, however you see it.
Unfortunate, yeah, it depends how our listeners see it. My Hero, how are you doing with that, Dr. Al?
Don't even ask.
Oh no! Oh, he's falling behind.
I have read 0 chapters since last week. I really truly
okay, well, in the vaguest sense, Jorge, you've read this week's chapter, right?
I did.
Oof, there's okay. Again, as vague as possible to not ruin things for Dr. Al.
No, go ahead. Yeah, no, don't try to be vague too for our listeners as well.
Yeah, that too, of course.
Like me, they haven't read it either.
There's a lot of things to unpack in that, to be honest.
Yeah, I like. So Todoroki made interesting move. Black Whip is coming in super consistent.
Yeah. Actually, if you notice, he after he went all out, Black Whip he used Black Whip as a cast.
So like real himself?
No, for the arm. It was like it was a makeshift cast. He made himself. That was really clever usage. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure it was a cast or a power boost for the move, but I would assume a cast. Again,
support.
Yeah. Again, this shows a lot happen in I guess that little time skip we had, or however long we haven't seen these characters.
I think it was like a month or two.
Yeah, something like that. Again, stakes are high and things are it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, they definitely are. I was reading this chapter while we were waiting for everything to get set up during for the D&D.
Okay. All right. Any other thoughts on that? On this week's My Hero?
I think the ish is hitting the fan, man. Hardcore.
Oof.
And some of the panels, like the way they're drawn, it makes it feel like chaotic and like nitty gritty. The way some of the art is drawn.
Yeah. I don't see how this is a win for the heroes anymore.
Oh, no way.
I can't see this as a win. If this is a win, Horikoshi has to pull a lot of things out of his ass.
Now, are they still in their first year?
Yeah, it's still their first year. I think it's near the end of it, I want to say.
Yeah, I think so.
Do you think the creator of My Hero is gonna keep this running in the 4-year time frame that they're in high school, I guess? Or
Japan is 3 years. 3 years. Yeah, 3 years. I would hope so, but honestly, we are approaching. We're approaching final villain levels now.
Oh, really? Already?
Kinda, yeah. So I'm not sure how he plans this out. This could go so many different ways.
Okay, because I'm thinking maybe you didn't think of this as a long-term plan, but that's kind of quick without being for Denko to really come to grasp with all the power of One Might. You know what I mean? In a whole year time frame. I feel like that's. How did he level up so fast? You
have to see. You haven't reached those chapters yet. It does make sense. Nothing in his percentage levels has felt rushed.
Yeah,
everything does feel. This is every level of percentage power he's hit so far is felt pretty consistent.
All right, because I know where I stopped. I think he was only able to use 5%, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, 5%.
Of his all might or whatever the hell, one for all.
One for all.
Yeah, one for all. Yeah.
So that's why I was curious. I was like, well, that's kind of fast way to grasp that power so quickly.
Yeah. And there's a lot of just mini training arcs where that shows how he pushes himself. Again, it's something you'll have to read, definitely.
Yep.
But yeah, I do think where he is now at power scale does make sense compared to where he started at.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, one of the things you learn really early on, and I think, by this part where you're at in the manga, should have been covered, that he is very smart. So he's not. He grasps things pretty quickly, and he knows how to adapt.
I gathered that because he spent most of his younger career, since he didn't have a power, observing other heroes and learning, from them, I guess. So.
No, definitely.
I will say this though. This is only because of something else I've been reading. So Mr. N said that this could be Endgame. This could also be end of quote unquote part 1. And
this could definitely be a Shippuden thing. Mm-hmm. It definitely could be. It really depends on how he takes the way things are right now.
Okay,
but the way it's going. For not to spoil anything, but it'd be hard to place everything on stasis until the time skip. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There'd be a lot of explanation.
Oof. Again, this is probably the most highest stakes in the entire manga so far.
Yeah. I've gotten so engrossed in God of High School's manhwa I started reading it a couple of weeks ago now, and I'm like past chapter 350 now.
Okay, yeah, I need to start reading that. I keep forgetting.
It's good, man. It's good. It gave me some feels that I'm not a bitch, but you know.
All right. Hey, moving off from My Hero. How about Dr. Stone? Are we caught up on this?
Yes. Yes.
You read today's?
Yeah.
I'm happy to read that. Yes.
Senku got a girlfriend.
Yes, he does. Yeah.
He had a wife too. That didn't matter.
That's
I was
also
just gonna
true.
say that he's got a wife as well.
No, they're divorced.
No, they divorced. They divorced.
Honestly, I forgot he was divorced until it was brought back. I was like, oh, that's right. This guy got married for science before.
Yeah, no, he did. He got married for science. Like
that panel was funny. She's like, he wouldn't just say that to get what he wants.
Yeah, and all the background guys like,
It's like, you obviously don't know him well enough.
I ship it. I think it's cute, and I like the fact that the doctor and trainee, despite her being kind of a dumbass.
I told you, like, I think I mentioned it like our last podcast, but it seems like a lot of the Americans, since they're in America now,
yeah,
and they don't know Japanese. A lot of them are starting to transition and actually be on the side of Senko and his group. You know what I mean? You have you have this woman who's a nurse in training or a doctor in training, like myself, and then you had the other guy who drove the car. So they're starting to transition to the other side.
I feel like that's an ongoing theme here, right? Turning villains into heroes.
Yeah, turning them to the side. I think something about some people just have that charisma. Like Senku's just one of those characters. He's a shonen protagonist, so he's
a Takushitsu.
Yeah.
Some of our characters in D&D need to increase their charisma a little bit better.
Oof. We'll definitely hit our D&D campaign. Definitely. That's a topic for a little later in the episode.
A little spoiler to come.
Things to come. But yeah, I'm really enjoying what Dr. Stone's doing. Again, I do like the switching sides. The driver, the moment he realized the girl he's been simping on, switch sides. He's like, he just immediately betrays Zeno. It's like, wow. Okay.
Speaking of, what do you think that the completed weapon is?
A tank.
You think he made a tank?
I think he made a tank. It's big. They need firepower, and they're very militaristic. They have planes. I have to imagine it'd be a tank.
That's a fair point.
Makes sense, yeah.
It's gonna suck. They basically lose against the tank. They don't have that firepower.
Unless they drill a hole under the tank and then the tank.
That's true. That's not a bad idea, actually. I can see that.
Just fire it at the ground to maneuver yourself out of the hole.
Oh my god, that's asking for it. I'm liking the setup again. I'm like, I don't know. I like the little I feel like there's a lot more character moments now that or maybe I'm misremembering it. I think it's nice. It's fun. It's starting to be really cute, and I'm a sucker for shipping stuff. So the moment Senku got a girl for like my man.
I think it also comes down to the fact that Senku has been sidelined a little bit, so it gives again other characters time to shine, which has done pretty good. Has done wonders for some of the characters.
Agreed. So, any last thoughts for Dr. Stone?
No, I'm just looking forward to next chapter to see if we were right that in fact it is a tank and not something else.
I don't think we'll find out next chapter. Next chapter is going to be an airborne fight.
Oh yeah, that's right. We do have that.
Yeah, I mean, well, whatever. A couple chapters to come, whenever that may happen.
Yeah. Mark it here first. So we do have a little bit of One Piece news. This is something Dr. Al shared with us. You wanna explain this a little bit?
Yeah. So throughout the week, I was looking at like different articles and reading on some stuff, and I came across this article where in Japan they build a statue of One Piece, and
specifically Luffy.
Yeah, Luffy. Yeah, specifically Luffy. Sorry, I should have been more clarified a little more. Anyways, regardless, so they built a statue of Luffy, and in that province of Japan, it has shown to increase their economic wealth a little bit by about $24 million. Just goes to show you like how powerful Oda really is, and how like how broad his reach is. You know how much he's influenced a lot of readers. You know what I mean? That you would take the trip to go all the way to Japan just to take a picture with Luffy. How invested you are in those characters. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely agreed. Bless you.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's kind of like our the equivalent of our Rocky statue.
Yes.
Yeah, we have tourists all around the world because of the Rocky movies. They'll come to take a photo and spend their money.
Yep.
So again, this is just hard. Like One Piece is such a big following around the world.
Yeah.
I mean, like I would go here and take a photo.
I would definitely go to,
Yeah. Why wouldn't I?
In one of my Japan is one of the locations I do want to go to in my lifetime. Maybe hopefully in the next 5 years. I'm hoping that's my time frame for wanting to go visit. I would definitely go down. I'm not exactly sure what province of Japan this is in, but I will visit it and take a picture with my boy Luffy.
I think it's Kumamoto.
Kumamoto.
I think Kumamoto. I think. Let's see. I think so. Yeah. Honestly, whenever I hit Japan, I feel like I'm not coming back.
No?
I definitely feel like I wouldn't come back. I'd be there. I would want to see so much. I'd be there at one point. The trip will be a month. Oh wait, there's another place I want to go. I'll extend the trip for like a couple more weeks. By the end of the year, I'll be still there.
I mean, theoretically, you could pull that off, Dave, because you do have teaching experience, and I'm sure they are looking for like English teachers. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, definitely. If I really, really wanted to, I probably could do this. But then again, am I ready to uproot everything and live in Japan?
That's a big commitment. It's a big commitment, even moving like not a few states away where you don't have family.
Yeah.
And instead of seeing you every week, we'll be seeing you every 5 years.
What do you mean? If he moves to Japan, we have a place to crash, man. I'll be there every summer.
Yeah. It still takes at least 2 days, I think, or a day and a half to get there, or something like that.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's like a 24-hour flight right there.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm mentally prepared. That's a mental.
I've done it.
I've
done it twice. It sucks. It really sucks.
I can barely get a 12-hour.
Yeah, I complain about Colombia. That's 8 hours.
Yeah. Oof. Oh yeah. You're saying something before I cut you off, Al?
I'm not sure what I was trying to tell you, but I was just saying how like the power and the grasp and the ability that Oda has. But other than that, I can't remember what I was trying to say.
I think that I agree. Oda has. I mean, he's affected all our lives, definitely, and the lives of friends of our other friends outside of this podcast, and he's influenced the manga community in general as well.
Yeah, on the topic of Oda, I did read another article. I didn't post it, but in the article it stated that he does have another 5-year time frame, guys. I feel like it's looking that without a shadow of a doubt, in the next 5 years, he will have completed his.
Okay. I feel like he says there's 5 years left. Every
100%.
year, I feel like he says it.
Every 2 or 3 years, just 5 more years. David's 100% right, bro.
I swear to God, I've heard him say this before in past years.
In the article, he did say that they are slowly approaching the final arc.
They're definitely approaching. I mean, he's fighting Yonkos now. He's not much bigger things he can fight in the world of One Piece. Yonko is the pinnacle of badassery in the One Piece world.
You still got to go through the world government. You still got to go through
the whole world government couldn't handle four pirates. So I feel like the Yonko in a 1v1 fight, the Yonkos are tougher than anything the world government can dish out, in my opinion.
That we know of.
I mean, yeah, they could introduce the king, like the hidden king that was in the Reverie. Again, he'd be a complete badass for all we know.
Yeah.
But I think we're at the point where Luffy is fighting. You know, Yonkos are now the new Shibukais but in the One Piece world. Well, in the story, before, you know, they would see Crocodile. Oh my god, they're terrified, and then Luffy would conquer Crocodile and move on to Moria and whoever's next.
Yeah,
I feel like that's Yonkos now for him.
Yonko, yeah. After Yonko, I don't know what much else to do is. Shanks already on his side. I doubt he'll fight Shanks.
I think he will fight Shanks. Not like an all-out "I hate you" fight. It's more of a test of power and see if he's ready.
I think if that happens, that'll be quote unquote post story. Like he's not going to come across Shanks before getting to the One Piece. I don't see it.
I think he will. I am willing to bet he will. I think he will see Shanks before getting to Laugh Tale.
So you think he'll
competition?
Yeah, sorry, what was that?
So you would think that he would battle Shanks and then Blackbeard as the final villain? Is that like
no? I think so. Shanks and Luffy will get into a scuffle. It won't be. I don't think it'll be a whole arc. I don't think it'll be as high intensity as it is right now. But I do think they will have a scuffle.
Because I'm kind of on the same boat as Jorge in the sense that they'll probably fight post like times, post
story. Like I can see one of those. They go to clash and the story ends or something like that. That's very plausible.
Okay.
I really do see Blackbeard taking out Shanks and something.
I hope I can see that as well. I don't know. I feel like Blackbeard has already enough things against him for Luffy to hate him. I don't think he needs to kill his mentor as well.
He needs more build up, man. He
killed he's the reason Ace is dead.
He's not the direct reason.
He's not the direct reason. No, I mean he's gonna kick the crap out of Akinu, definitely. But he has a vendetta against Blackbeard. He knows that.
Yes.
So I don't see. I don't know. And plus, he's already didn't he go to war against Dragon?
Who?
The Blackbeard pirates. Yeah.
Yes, I think they are.
They had a battle. I mean, Luffy doesn't give a crap about Dragon, but he gives a crap about Sabo. If something happens to Sabo, my God, Luffy's just gonna snap.
Sabo can't die.
I mean,
Ace died so Sabo could live.
Oh, jeez, it's. I don't know. Again, we know so much about the world, and we know so little. So who knows what's gonna happen here?
We'll find out after this arc is done. His little in between arcs, he always does the flood of information.
Yeah, I always like those actually. I really love like everyone reacting to Luffy's latest shenanigans. Like Luffy did what? Oh no.
The Reverie. I enjoy the Reverie.
The Reverie was really fun. I wish we got more of that. I mean, I understand we had to go to Wano, but I did wish I got a little more of that.
Yeah. It was technically 2 months without the Straw Hats. It was like 10 chapters.
That's true. All right. Anyway, so moving on from that. So earlier today, we had our weekly D&D campaign where I DM and these two and a number of other people join us in our shenanigans and adventures. So how'd you guys feel about today's episode session?
I thought this session was. Go ahead, Alan. Go ahead.
I was gonna say this session was very, very interesting. We've definitely have transitioned to be a little bit more quicker. So it didn't feel as long like we used to make our sessions. We got to the points quicker, more faster, more efficient, I guess, in a sense. Even though some of our teammates are still trying to kill us. Besides that point, you've definitely built a broad world, to say the least. You have a lot of different side quests that we could compete in or explore.
Yeah, so I agree with Al. This has been our third session in this campaign, or fourth?
Third session.
Third session, and everyone's getting their feet properly set, and we are moving in more in unison. We were able to split up the party accordingly without too much hassle. Al ran a couple errands with a couple of the other PCs. I did my thing with a couple other PCs, and it worked out pretty well. We gathered information, and part of the other reason it fell short is because we actually ran shorter than usual. We did about 3 hours.
Yeah, 3 hours. Yeah, it did arrive late, unfortunately, due to car issues.
Yeah, that's okay. But the one I think the most interesting thing for me was at the tail end of the session, we had a decision to make as a team whether or not we let a NPC enemy, low level enemy, live or die after interrogating him. So I play Paladin, and Paladins are typically, by the book, lawful. So obviously I was down to spare the character, and he was measly and weak, but a couple of our other ones was just kill him to silence him, and it's like it was a back and forth on ideology, and I thought it was interesting at least.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, I like sitting back for that. So for this character, he was just a random mook, nothing, not like a big serious character. So they put him to sleep so they could interrogate him. I was like, okay, so I allowed it, obviously. So during the interrogation, I role played him as very low IQ, very.
That was very, very good, man. I was really surprised by how well you played that, actually.
I played him like super low IQ, very timid. He was just part of the gang. He had no real motives here. He was just doing his job. And I thought I played him innocent enough to we feel bad. Let's let him live. Nope, half the party wanted to just murder me. I'm like, oh, okay. It's like, how long you been in this group? Like 11 days. And everyone's like, just like I'm in the group for less than 2 weeks. They're like, yeah, let's kill him. It's like, wow, like bloodthirsty.
Yeah, man. I think that's common for a lot of new players who just want to kill everything.
Yeah, actually, on the ride home when Al dropped me off, we were talking. So I made a mention of this is kind of like the GTA mentality, where because obviously you can't kill people in real life. So if you know you can do it in a game,
consequences.
Yeah. But the problem is with D&D and GTA, there's typically no consequences. You get your stars and then you die, you respawn. Here, you go murder happy. There are consequences. Like again, it's a living, breathing world. Like, yes, the story is around you guys, but the world doesn't revolve around you guys. So if you guys okay, so this is like slight DM knowledge, but the world moves around. If you guys were to leave a side quest unattended for too long, someone else would do it. Some random NPC would do it. Like the quest won't be there forever. Like the world just keeps going, and it's up to you guys how you want to react to that.
Interesting. That's a good helpful hint, because I am the type of player that wants to do every single side.
Oh, yeah, man.
Yeah, again, that's the video game mentality. It's just, of course, remember, if you leave things, out for too long, then if I hired a guy to go do something, and like in the real world, if I hired you to do my floors, you never show up. Of course, I'm gonna hire someone else to do my floors. Like, why would I wait for you?
That's a very fair argument.
Yeah, so it's the exact same mentality. It's just if my group of adventurers, you guys don't do whatever quests I lay out in front of you, well, someone else will do it, or if it's a big enough world-ending quest, well, I guess the world ends.
I think one of the things that when we got to this particular town at the end of the last session. So we rested up, and then when we woke up, we started gathering information, and you quickly learn that there's a lot of different routes we can take. Like I said earlier, we split up, and I think that opens up the world, but it also keeps the story from being linear. Now, I'm sure there's a main plot line that our DM will not tell us, and that's okay. But the fact that we have the options, like, hey, let's go, right now we're getting rid of some local thugs to help out the town. We could do that, but on the other side, there might be hey, look, there's some undead here that need to be taken care of as well. Yes. So we can do that next, and then we could be like, hey, I think maybe we should go back to looking for the main guy that we're supposed to be finding and helping. Mm-hmm. That'll lead to a C.
And then we got the farmer, who's we gotta go check out.
Yeah. Again, I like. So every time I talk to the NPCs, of course, I'm dropping like little hints and pieces of, hey, maybe you should go talk to so and so. My favorite's the miner. When you guys talk to the blacksmith guy, he's my most favorite. It's like, I'm gonna make this guy just grunt. He's just gonna grunt the entire time.
Yeah.
Oh, it was my favorite character to play. Just like, it's like, sir, can we purchase armor and weapons here? What? I love watching you guys try to figure out how to just like. I made him a dwarf, so they're trying to figure out like maybe he speaks only dwarf. Does anyone here speak dwarf? I'm just like, oh my god.
Nobody did. Nobody did.
I mean, I made it pretty obvious he understood you guys. He's just all grunts.
He just wasn't. He just didn't speak the tongue. He understood the tongue. He just didn't speak the tongue.
Or he chose not to. Yeah, I mean, you never know.
Or maybe chose not to. Exactly.
Yeah, one of the other interesting aspects is the ideology of different players, as in regards to like the killing the NPC hostage. Like how do we go about it? So Al might have one idea, I have another. The other 4 PCs might have a different route altogether. So it's coming to a head.
I'm waiting for the first PvP fight. You can PvP in this game. Dungeons and Dragons is all. If you can imagine it. I mean, and obviously, if your DM's okay with it, then yeah.
I'll just remind our friendly PC Ara that he has hit me with 3 spells at the beginning of the campaign.
Oh my! Oh, when he cast a thunderclap, I was like, okay.
I'm just happy I have no armor, because I was all the way across town trying to find information. I was gonna mix some juicy experience points before I made it back.
True, very true.
The sound was smart on his part. The fact that we were all in a tight space, and he's like, "Yeah, thunder." Like,
I realize maybe especially with said character with our sorcerer, I feel like he's very battle prone. So when you guys met the thugs, the ruffians, I didn't make it like a roll initiative, start combat. It was more of a, okay, he taunts you. What do you guys do?
Yeah.
I don't know. Just I try to give you guys more opportunities to like maybe role play your, like combat's not always the go-to method. Maybe there's always other ways to approach things. So I was curious how you guys would approach, people taunting, and all of a sudden it's like, nah, we're gonna kill this guy. Okay.
One of our characters that is coming out to the role play, I actually found a little surprising this session was Nimra. He's doing more. He's doing more. Hey, let's kidnap this guy, or asking questions.
I think having him up front helps a lot.
Yes.
Yeah, that definitely helps a lot. So as a DM, like one of my many jobs is to make sure everyone's included. So if I notice someone's a little too quiet, I try to bring them in. If someone, of course, when there's so many versus me, it's really hard to do. So we moved our quieter players like up at the front with me, so that way I can at least see what they're like, see if they're like interested in a conversation, or I can notice like, oh, okay, so the 4 guys in the back are discussing. Let me get these 2 in.
Yeah. Full disclosure. Al and I are very vocal in how we play, and we're very what's the word I'm looking for here? Right, we're very much the take charge. Yeah. So we have to kind of rein that in a little bit to let them all see.
Those are good players though. Like no one, I know DM would say those are bad players.
No, it's not a bad thing per se, but it's also the fact that maybe sometimes we're quick to act and not let someone else try their hand at what they can do. You know what I mean? But this section, I think we were a little bit better about that, and it's just slowly improving.
Yeah, I do. If I have one regret today, was when our sorcerer wanted to fly and land on top of a building. My knee-jerk reaction was to say no, and unfortunately I did. Being a no DM, so someone who says no to a lot of different things, is considered pretty kind of taboo in the DM. In a DM, universe, whatever you want to call it, and in the DM role, the DM. So you don't want to be a no DM, but you don't want to be a yes DM. So I don't want to say no to everything, but of course, if I say yes to everything, then I swing on a rope like Robin Hood and chop off 3 heads And but obviously as a DM, I say no, you can't do that. I should say no, but a bad DM would say, okay, man, just let it happen. So I need to balance that, and I do think that was my fault. I shouldn't have said no. I should have. Again, I didn't plan on someone being on top of a roof, so my immediate reaction was, no, you can't do that. When in reality, I should have been, okay, make a roll for it, or okay, but this happens, or something a little more interactive instead of just big bad God says no, so you can't do it. So that is a regret on my part, and something I still need to work on. That being a fairly new DM.
Yeah, I mean, for the most part. It also, in a sense, sometimes it's good to say no because it might speed up the process.
Yeah.
Try to get to more fun adventures.
Yeah.
I mean, what he might have had planned with the whole like jumping on the roof could have been fun. Could have been probably a nice idea, but it might took a while because he'd have to fly up there. I don't know if he could attack. I don't know the situations.
Yeah, exactly. I had no plan for it whatsoever.
Right. What kind of roofs are you dealing with?
Yeah, like whatever. Like, is it a weak? Because I haven't planned the roof structures of any of my buildings, so I don't know if this is a strong roof. I mean, then again, it's a pretty modest town, but he's on the roof of a pretty crappy tavern, so maybe it's a bad roof, maybe it's a leaky roof. It's just there's so many factors were in my head on this goddamn roof. I said no straight out, and again, I regret it. I do regret that. And I again, if I could take that back, I would, and maybe pause like the session for like 30 seconds so I could gather my thoughts on how to deal with this. But yeah, so I do regret what I did with there. Hopefully, if he's listening to this, I'm sorry, that's my bad. I will work on that part of my DMing, of course. Again, I'm doing a lot, and so sometimes you get overwhelmed, especially when it comes left field. I'm like, what?
If you do feel like we are tossing a lot, you all right, give me a couple seconds to organize. Cool. Yeah. Do your thing. We'll go from there.
Yeah. I was saying, Al?
I was saying that you also have to kind of understand in the sense that you do have a huge role. Like sometimes you're planning our adventures, you're planning our side quests, you're building the taverns, you're building the town. That sometimes tackling on even more stuff like the whole building situation. At some points you just overwhelmed. So even though you might regret it, it probably might seem like you got to take it in the perspective like, okay, he's probably got a lot of stuff going on. So I understand. Next time around, maybe I'll pull him to the side and be like, hey, in the future, I might want to do this. Can you try to incorporate that in next session or something?
Yeah, honestly, if you ever want to incorporate something. Yeah, Al, in a car ride, going back, he asked me to incorporate something pretty interesting. I've been looking up some rulings about it, and it's definitely doable. It's not going to be an easy task. By far.
It's not. I was looking at
it. Yeah. So, but it will be doable, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah,
I think that's fair. I think, just in general, if you have any weird ideas, just check with the DM first, so you can iron it out. So you can be like, so if I come in and be like, hey, listen, I kick him with my cowboy boots, and it has spikes on it. How much damage? You're like, wait, what?
Yeah. I mean, Al actually asked for a little homebrew. He asked if he can use his key points, like armor and hockey, to imbue his weapons with extra damage. And I said, yeah, sure. So for bonus action, he'll spend a key point and he'll add +2 to his weapon hits.
Yeah.
Question: do you get 1 key point per level up, or do you get key points equal to your level that you achieve?
He got 2 for this level, right?
Okay.
Yeah, I did get 2. I don't know how many key points I get every level. I'd have to look into that. Yeah. But I do recharge my key points a lot. I just have to. I mean, not a lot. I generate them really fast. All I have to do is
short rest, or sorry.
No, just meditate for 30 minutes.
That's it. Oh wow. I mean, yeah, that's technically a short rest.
Wait, to get all your key?
Yeah.
I need. Wow. Yeah. I mean, we'll double.
If you do that,
I'll read it up, but yeah.
Yeah, that's something to check. But if you do that, do you still get the short rest benefits? That's the question.
Yeah, meditating is very short rest is more of a relaxing, not doing anything strenuous. Like meditating, I don't really consider strenuous. If anything, relaxing, I would say. Yeah. So I would, yeah. If he meditates for like an hour, I would take that as a short rest. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, an hour meditation. I mean, short rest while we're resting. I have to say I'm meditating to get my key points back. So while I'm healing, I'm also meditating to get my energy, my source of power back inside my body.
I will say this: Al is probably how was it the model DM player, like the model PC player you want. Like he, very, very creative. He's very into his role. He came in today in cosplay as his monk. It was the greatest thing. Unfortunately, I did show up late, so I did miss like the reveal of it. But what he showed me was amazing. And again, he comes up with these really interesting ideas. Again, he wants to use his key points as like an arm and hockey type of system, and again, perfectly fine with it. It sounds good to me. Me and him talked about a certain. Was it not ability, a certain feature he wants to try out, and yeah, and I'm gonna do the research and give whenever I can implement it. I'll give him his shot.
Side note, Al, you get key points when you level up equal to your level, basically. So
okay.
At 2 you get 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, so forth is on.
When he starts to once he's getting like the double digits of key points, gonna be insane.
I think his class is one of the classes that can break the campaign a little bit once he starts getting those really busted abilities.
Oh no! His wife is a blood hunter, which is a homebrew thing from her unique ability was basically someone goes unconscious in front of within my within 30 feet of me. I turn him into a puppet for a final hit. It was like, what? You do what?
Much, man.
Holy crap!
I was so proud of her because I didn't even have to look or say anything. As soon as I went down,
I was so confused. I was like, "You do what?" I had to go to her screen and read this.
She's like, "No,
there's no cost in it. This doesn't. It's not a
spell.
It's not a spell. It's not a cantrip. It's just a reaction." I mean, didn't see it. From what I saw, there was no limits either.
It's once per turn. I did forget though. There is
but that's all reactions are once per turn.
Yeah, there is. It's on me because I forgot to bring it up. There is a little cost. Is basically her blood hit die.
So she needs to roll her blood hit die and take whatever damage that is.
Yeah, it's a 1d.
Okay. So, yeah, see, I wasn't sure. Yeah, I didn't see any cost on it. I was like, oh, wait, really?
So that's it.
I was like, insane.
That's for all of the blood spells, man.
I'm sorry, Al. What was that?
I was saying so she takes damage.
Yeah, that's her. Yeah, that's her whole class. She gets these special abilities like that crazy. I'm a puppeteer, this unconscious body, but she loses a little bit of HP every time.
Yeah.
So okay, so we'll have to fix that next time. Yeah. But yeah, again, it came out of left field. I was like, okay.
I was so proud. I'm like, yes, right off the bat, she did it.
It is. Yeah, again, I'm having fun with it. I'm having fun with the vocal stuff. Freaking everybody duck. Oh my god.
No.
I mean, typically, ideally, I wouldn't have. Because Firebolt is just is it instantaneous targeting spell. I normally wouldn't be a big issue.
It's never been an issue before.
It's never been an issue. Just the fact he said duck, I'm like, I'm gonna use this. I'm sorry, I am.
One thing I forgot though, I thought he was supposed to have to say, in Naruto, what did they say when they do Fireball?
Oh yeah, that's right. He didn't say. His new little thing was supposed to say Gogaku no Jitsu or something like that.
Yeah, he's supposed to.
He's supposed to say that. Yeah, right. That was his role play gimmick, and he didn't do it. I should have penalized him for that.
to give that player character some credit, though, he has been trying to be more creative with his role play.
Yeah. Again, he's also a character. Again, I said no to about the roof thing, and I immediately regret that. I probably should let him know I immediately regret that. Maybe he doesn't watch this episode.
I doubt he will, but
I mean, well,
if he did, thanks for the cheese.
Yeah,
for the grilled cheese sandwich.
I mean, well, when you get the chance, pass it on to him, since you'll see him more before I do. Yeah, so I do regret that, and
I'll tease him. I'll be like, "Look, if you want to miss an apology, you have to go listen to the podcast."
Okay, I'll take it. But yeah, I do wish I could have fixed that. But I make the calls at that moment. Sometimes the calls are wrong. Sometimes they're funny.
But with everything with this kind of game, because it's so on the cuff, things can come up. But now that you've experienced this, he asked next time to fly up on a roof, you can pre-think about it. It's like, okay, this roof it looks solid. Or as he's fun of like, you notice that the flooring is a little shabby if you want to land or not, kind of deal. Something like that, I think will go a long way towards considering it.
Yeah, definitely.
And since he's uniquely positioned as the only flyer.
Yeah, I think next whenever next time I run a campaign, I think I'm just gonna ban flying. It's honestly too much of a headache for me. Like I already have to manage so much, let alone I fly around everywhere. Oh god. So
it does circumvent some of the campaign challenges, I guess you could say. Because if it's like, hey, you have to get that thing across this giant crevice. Well, I could just fly.
Exactly. It's just like, I mean, well, he can't carry anything when he's flying. He can't even wear like medium or heavy armor when he flies. So it's very, very. I think it's fair. I think it's balanced enough. It's just I'm not used to it, or I haven't played any campaigns myself with a flying character. So it's just a lot of the one thing I have to work on. Sorry.
The one thing I find funny is the fact that for having 12 AC points, I'm supposed to be the tankiest along with my paladin friend and always at the front line.
I am literally the only one up there. I've taken more damage than everyone combined.
So I changed the whole you can have 2 people in front because I felt like it was always Valkyrie. I was like, all right, you want 2 people could be in front just so there's something else to hit.
With the first encounter fight today, it was literally myself and three enemy NPCs around me, and I'm just like, I think part of it is that the DM may be tired of. Does it hit? No.
You know, had I been in front, I would have died.
Everyone else would have been dead.
Everyone else would have died. Yeah. No, it was good having you in front. It was just. So, I do want to explain that encounter, actually, that little surprise encounter. So how that encounter works is if you guys decide to like rummage, like search the area, which obviously he jumped into the pool, you guys checked the barrels, that made enough noise to alert the ruffians I had in that room. So they were ready. So they were prepared for
people to come in.
Yeah, for someone to come in and surprise attack.
Yeah. I saw you rolling the dice, and I'm like.
Yeah, so I had that prepared immediately. I was like, okay, someone's gonna come in his room. Of course, I make the doorway tiny, so only you go in. I'm like, okay.
So, anyone else would have gone in, they would have died.
Yeah, I would have died immediately.
Right then and there.
Yep. Oof. Next week you might fight. You finally might interact with the BBEG I have in store.
The box?
Yeah, you might actually have it. You might hate me for it. Just letting y'all know.
I'll look forward to it. As long as I can get to level 3, I'm fine.
Again, some of y'all might hate me for it, but we'll see. We'll cross that bridge when we get there.
It's all right.
Man, anyway, going down, I might have to prepare another character.
Honestly, I might start telling you guys to make backup characters because things might get a little dicey.
No,
Death is a part of the game, but no, I don't want. Again, I don't want your characters to die, but sometimes it just happens.
My monk will never die.
He gets reincarnated.
Famous last words.
We'll see. Well, again, we'll see what happens. It's going to be interesting. That's by far. Anyway, we've been on D&D for quite a bit, so we're gonna smash through these last few topics really fast. Let's see. Big news: Yu-Gi-Oh! Megatins came out. So big reprints, good shit. I pulled what I pulled. I pulled Appaloosa, Burl Savage. Actually, I'm surprised you didn't ask for the Burl Savage. Did you buy one for yourself already?
Me?
Some one of you. No one asked for it.
I got my ulti, man. I'm cool.
You need an English one to play.
You have to when it comes down to it.
Okay, fine.
I honestly don't. I mean, I might. So the thing is, like, since right now we haven't played competitively anywhere.
Yeah.
I don't see the need for it, to be honest.
That's fair.
It's more of fun. So if I want to proxy, I'm sure you guys will allow me to proxy.
Yeah, man, we don't care.
Yeah. So I definitely haven't seen the need, but once everything, this whole coronavirus situation, I'm sure, I don't know when it'll go away. I would definitely, yeah, I would definitely look into purchasing the Savage Dragon.
Yeah, I'm mad I didn't pull any of the new Dark Magician stuff at all. It's like I just need to pull one Dragoon, and then I can buy the rest. I don't care.
Well, you got 4 more. You got 4 more.
Yeah, I have 4 more tins coming in, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, it's not short printed. It looks like it's gonna be fairly.
Yeah, so
it doesn't seem.
I pulled 3 Witchcrafter Adels. What the? They're all secret rares.
It doesn't.
A fourth of my secret rares were just. I mean, I love Witchcrafters. They're actually a pretty fun deck, but god damn it.
So is the copy you have the same rarity?
No, I didn't buy that one at all. You don't run that one in the deck.
Oh, so it's a shitty one.
It's okay. I mean, its effect is just revive a Witchcrafter from grave, really. So it's recursion. So it's not really an important piece. I mean, it's pretty.
Maybe
but
you should carry that. Sometimes you lose your big girl.
Yeah, sometimes I lose the big girls, unfortunately. Maybe. Anyway. So you were saying something, Al? Before I cut you off.
I was saying that. Yeah, I was saying that a lot of the cards don't look like they're short printed because the prices of these Megatins have gone down significantly. Like,
what, the Megatins themselves?
The
cards. I thought the Megatins themselves.
And waiting for the Dragoon. Just want to pull it. Just waiting.
Yeah, and on top of that, Banlist coming up. I don't know if we put that on our topic list.
Oh, we didn't. Oh, when's Banlist?
No sooner than September.
Oh.
But that does not mean September.
Yeah, true.
I think September 1st. No sooner than September 1st.
All right. Oh, this could be interesting. Okay. Do we want to make predictions really fast, or do we want to save that for another episode?
I can see Link Cross getting hit. They're not going to hit
Block Dragon. I see Block Dragon.
Block Dragon.
Block Dragon.
1.
I say Block Dragon and Link Cross get hit.
I see Link Cross. I hope I can see them hitting Verde Anaconda.
Oh yeah,
I can see them hitting that. I would hate it because I haven't got to play with mine yet, but
no, I don't think they will. I don't think it's broken enough that you would ban that. I definitely think Block Dragon would get banned, and it's probably going to be a small ban list again. So yeah. I would say Block Dragon,
Link
Cross, and maybe O-Lion. Maybe O-Lion.
I think O-Lion's a good contender. Yeah, O-Lion, Deskbot. I think those are good contenders for a ban.
I don't think Deskbot should be hit. I think it should be O-Lion that takes it.
I mean, O-Lion definitely. O-Lion maybe. Oh no, I mean Deskbot maybe. No. O-Lion should definitely get the hit.
Yeah, O-Lion, yes, but even Deskbot actually, because in theory you could just through needle fiber pull out the Deskbot, link them off for that whatever that other thing is, and then you get him back. You know what I mean? So
yeah, it's just toxic recursion. It's just the hand loops.
And then I would have them bring one of your magician cards back.
Yeah, I want them all back at 1. I want Joker back at 1, Double Iris back at 1, Astrograph back at 1.
I think they should take all the pendulum, all the magician pendulum cards off the list because it's not gonna do shit anyway.
Yeah, the only reason they hit my cards is because of Electromite. They took Electromite away. I want my cards back.
You'll get Astro Sorcerer back.
Oh my god, I would be so happy if Astrograph came back.
He won't come. He's too good.
No,
Astrograph is too good.
I think he'll get it at 1. I don't know any more than that, but 1. So that's my prediction. If I had to predict, I mean, there's 3 of us. If I had to predict, I would say they ban Block Dragon. Number 1, they would ban O-Lion for sure.
I agree with that.
And they would ban
Link Cross.
And Link Cross maybe. Right. They would ban those 3, and they would bring back Astrograph Sorcerer to 3. I mean to 1. Please. And they would put Tour Guide to 3. And maybe
I ran a Tour Guide to 3.
It's only at 2. It's not that deep.
It's probably not that deep, no.
It's kind of stupid.
A lot of people are asking for Miscellaneous Saurus to be hit to 1.
No.
Yes. Miscellaneous
Dino's untouched.
I can see Miscellaneous being hit to 1.
Back to 1.
I can see it.
Or
I mean, a small consistency hit to you. I mean, you search it out anyway, right?
Probably going down to 1. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think it deserves a ban, but I do think maybe a hit to 1, maybe.
Yeah, because that blanket protection. If you open 2 on your turn and on your opponent's turn,
oof,
that's too much.
Yeah. But again, I think Dinos are perfectly fine where they are. Honestly, if they don't hit miscellaneous, I'm not gonna cry a river for it. It's whatever.
Yeah, they're not. They're right now. They're not too crazy OP though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're
very good blind going second though.
Sleeper hit, Calamities. That's a sleeper hit.
A lot of people someone's screaming VFD. Yeah, VFD needs to get hit. I'm like, no thank. I mean, I think VFD. Okay, I hate the card, but I don't think it's cancerous enough for a hit.
They tend to attack. They tend to hit any cards that prevent players from playing the game too much.
I mean, then they should hit Utopia Zexal because
I'm sure they will.
People have been abusing that for the longest time.
Yeah, but no, they haven't. Zexal doesn't see that much play.
They abused it. It was Zexal Magicians was a format for a while.
Oh, and Yugioh and Yugioh.
Zodiac, yeah, Zodiac can play Zexal as well, yeah, because of how many freaking Exceed monsters they bring out, and of course now the Numeron engine just abuses it.
Yeah, but they don't get used. They don't. It doesn't see as much play.
Yeah, the Numeron engine does it. Yeah, the Numeron engine is not as it's not that good apparently. Like it doesn't. It doesn't. I mean, the engine is really cheap now. I'm actually about to just buy the set. Just buy the engine, yeah, just to have it.
I'd wait to see if they hit Zexal.
I mean, I have a Zexal already, so it doesn't really matter.
Right, but if you have the engine, what else are you going to go into?
I could just make the Numerons. Boom. The Numerons are still good in general. They just they just keep doubling their attack as they attack.
Yeah, OTK potential.
Yeah, so I might just buy the Numeron engine just to have it. Like, it's $10 probably, whatever, 15. So it can't be that much.
So go around the room real fast. What do you think is going to get banned for it? I gave you my list.
Banned outright Linkcross, because it's either Linkcross or Needle Fiber, and Needle Fiber, I think, is just it gives too many decks the ability to play the game in a positive way. It helps out a lot of decks.
Yeah,
not just because I play it, but just in general.
I mean, I play it too in certain decks.
You see, it's very good for a lot of decks. So Linkcross for that reason. I think they're gonna bring out. I'll put my foot down and I'll say Calamities gets hit. There's no point putting anyone, so it has to be outright banned. The fact that it prevents you from playing so much on your turn.
I mean, one VFD. I mean, I think people just run one anyway.
Exactly, so it has to be banned. No one runs.
Yeah,
more than one.
no.
I mean,
I hope not.
Dinos could run more than one, and that's about it.
Yeah.
And my last, I think, either Zodiac or True King, True Draco cards start coming off the ban list. In general,
yeah.
Except for Masterpiece, I don't think Masterpiece will come off for a very long time. But the subsequent cards,
I shed a tear a little bit. I think ban O-Lion definitely. I think Verde Anaconda has potential ban material. They made it too generic. I really like the card, especially what it does at Dragoon, but it's so generic. I could see it. Just getting hit.
Monsters, right?
Was it?
2 effect monsters, right?
Yeah, 2 effect monsters. It's so generic.
That's too generic.
Yeah,
it should have been too dark or something.
It should have been 2 monsters, including 1 Predaplant. Problem solved. But I mean, it's the same thing with like Needle Fiber and Electromite. Those cards are there to help the archetype, help that type of card, not the archetype they're built for. Like Electromite, it doesn't help its archetype at all. It's just pendulum support. Same thing with Needle Fiber. Does it help Crystons? I mean, yes, it does, but it helps all 2 like synchro decks as well.
Does it actually have any unique? I swear that card has nothing.
Crystons is all about synchroing on your opponent's turn. So Crystons is actually a pretty interesting deck. If I ever want to build it. Anyway, basically, O-Lion, Paraplan, Verde Anaconda probably will get a hit. I can see Miscellaneous Source getting hit. I don't think it should. I mean, if it does, oh well. If it doesn't, oh well. It's not something I'm too adamant about. I want my Magician cards. I want my Pendulum cards back. Damn it, Konami. Just give them back to me. You took away Electromite. I want my other shit back. Hey, but besides that, nothing too big. Block Dragon, of course, should go to 1. Anyway, anyway, I'm already in a rant mood, so I might as well continue on my rant because we are over our time. So, really quick thing, some smartphone news. The Asus Zenfone 7. So, for people who watch this, I do have a Zenfone 6. This is one of few phones that are budget-based and still has a headphone jack with like high-tier specs. So I've been looking forward to the Zenfone 7 for the longest time, hoping for a little bit of love. It got announced, but they took out the headphone jack. So my heart is broken, and I want nothing to do with this phone anymore. I was so angry. Just like I had so much love for Asus. So like, come on, Asus, just give me a new Zen. Just update the specs. You didn't have to change much. Just update the specs, and I would buy. And then they killed the headphone jack.
For our listeners, this is the hill that Mr. N will die on. Headphone jack or bust.
Yeah, exactly. I refuse to buy a phone that does not have a headphone jack. But the very like a couple hours later, the Sony Xperia 5 Mark II got leaked, which is again very high end phone, a little smaller, 6.1 inch. Again, a very odd screen ratio is a 21:9, so it's very narrow. But it comes with a headphone jack. Sony is after my heart, and I will give them my money. If they charge like $800, I don't care. I'll pay. This is how I am. Because at this point, if I want a headphone jack, I have to go like mid to budget phone, and I don't want to do that. So I want the high end stuff, and yeah,
with the headphone jack, understandable.
Yeah, it's. I mean, that is my fighting battle, and I will die on this hill, as Jorge has mentioned.
Right. Yeah.
But unfortunately, I think that is all the time we have today. We are quite a bit over time, and we are busy people with busy lives. All right. So that being said, I've been your host, Mr. In. You can find me at Mr. David In on Instagram and Twitter, even though I rarely use Twitter. And thank you guys for watching and tuning in of our shenanigans. For those who are watching, I have a fancy new green screen. Hopefully you guys enjoy that. Anyway, so take it away, someone else.
As to follow in Mr. Dave's footsteps, I'm Dr. Al again. It's been a pleasure as always doing these podcasts and talking and ranting about the dumb stuff. And for all fellow listeners who's been here since day one and any new ones, we appreciate you guys, and we hope to see you soon. Until next time,
Yep. My name is Jorge. I still don't mess with the social media, but I will do it eventually once I stop procrastinating and remember to do it in the week. Thanks for watching. Please remember to email us at the ogdonoshop@gmail.com with any responses or comments you want to make in regards to topics, as well as the icebreaker, which was again, Mr. N.
What is one piece of advice a parent or teacher has given you and that has stuck with you and been rather important?
Yeah, very very good life lessons we actually talked about at the beginning. Worth thinking about yourself, wondering what is the best thing someone's ever said to you. Again, we're on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Podbeans, Google Podcasts, Spotify. Download, listen at your leisure. No, we're pretty good at this. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Next time. Have a good one, everyone.
Bye.